6-4 chance. Many bookmakers going 11-8. Barry Dennis's Bismarck is Moscow Flyer. It's then Bottle 2-1 Azertyuiop, but that's tight. Some bookmakers are showing 15-8 against it. Some of the 4's gone now. Well Chief. 1 or 2 bookmakers still going 4, but 7-2 is the price. Well Chief, and the only 6-year-old ever to win it was Inkslinger in 1973. Support for One Way at 16-1. The one horse to run for the bookmakers. Female, what are you saying on your machine?
Over £2 million bet on the Queen Mother Champion Chase, most of it on Moscow Flyer, but they've cried enough for World Chief. He's shortening up now and could well be 7-2.
The start for this race is probably the most important start of all 24 races because they jump off at speed. It'll be virtually flat out all the way. What is interesting is I've just had a chat with Ruby. I said, is the water getting into the ground? He said, yes, it is. It's just beginning to get in, but I don't think there's going to be a problem. Azertyuiop sweating up, but as Ruby says, he does. Everybody's calm. It won't be too long, but they do need that good start here. This could be interesting.
Well, I was tempted to go for Cadaran. A pick of the paddock. In the end, went for Moscow Flyer, and pluses for him all the way down as well as One Way. Negatives Azertyuiop and Well Chief in the betting ring, and Azertyuiop also on the exchanges.
Well, Timmy Murphy and Well Chief, they've come back to 7-2 from 4s on this one. And the crowd here around the paddock earlier, they were cheering Moscow's every move. A massive crowd stayed back to watch it on the big screens, but look at the grandstands and the lawns. This is the spectacle of the week. Every vantage point taken, and the atmosphere, look, that is a quiet crowd. Real expectation of seeing something special. That's what it's all about. A quick flash from Max, so to speak.
Chronicle bookmakers laid £100,000 Azertyuiop at 2-1 and £50,000 Moscow Flyer at 6-4. Very tight, 7-2 Well Chief and 16-1 One Way. Unleash is a non-runner in the next.
Who's that? Out the back. Don't be too far away, Jimmy. Well, Moscow for me. Ted, what about you?
And Moscow as an Irishman, but as a father, Azertyuiop.
Well, good luck to Ruby. John?
No, I'm hoping Moscow Flyer does it.
Well, a terrific race in prospect. 3 great horses here, and the remainder all good ones in their own right. A pleasure to be calling it. Here's Simon Holt.
Fascinating tactical battle about to ensue here. And the starters let them go. The Queen Mother Champion Chase, possibly the race of the meeting. We'll see. Cadaran leads towards the first fence. Central House close up in second. Chenkos, Azertyuiop in the yellow jacket. Then Moscow Flyer settles in 5th. Next is Well Chief, and then well off the pace already Ben Autry, One Way towards the outside as they clear fence number 2. And it's Cadaran, one of the Paul Nicholls runners, that leads the way from Central House in second place. Moscow Flyer now just going 3rd ahead of Azertyuiop. And Ruby Walsh will be watching Barry Geraghty's every move. The 2 Irish jockeys, they clashed before. And this is the day that really matters as they go towards the 3rd. Cadaran from Central House, stride for stride, the fence right in front of the stands. As they take it, Moscow Flyer jumps it well in 3rd. Then Azertyuiop, followed by Chenkos. Well Chief well off the pace with One Way just behind him, and last of all is Ben Autry. It looks a brisk gallop as they race in front of the stands and past the central enclosure uphill towards the next fence, the 4th. Cadaran out jumped by Central House, then Moscow Flyer, the previous champion, followed by Azertyuiop, last year's champion. Well Chief in 5th place, Chenkos, One Way, and still Ben Autry at the tail of the field. Racing down the hill, and it's Central House that lifts off just ahead of Cadaran. Moscow Flyer on the outside. Chenkos was slow at that as they head towards the water jump. Just no margin for error at this speed, over 2 miles. One single mistake can be very costly. Central House, Moscow Flyer, and Azertyuiop put his hind legs in the water jump there. That was a really serious mistake, and he'll do well to recover from that. He lost 2 or 3 legs, but plenty of momentum as well. And jumping the open ditch, it's Central House from Moscow Flyer. That could have been a crucial turning point there. Cadran third. Well, Chief getting very handy now under Timmy Murphy in the blue and green jacket. Then one way, and Azertyuiop, an uphill task for him. Then Ottery and Chenkos, whose jumping has fallen apart. They race up the hill now towards the fourth last, this big open ditch, and it's Central House. Moscow Flyer is just poised to pounce, but so too is Well Chief in third place, and they are clear of Cadran. Azertyuiop as they take that open ditch, the fence where Moscow Flyer came to grief 12 months ago. He's over it now. Chenkos is pulling up as they reach the top of the hill, and it's Central House from Moscow Flyer, half length between them. Well Chief is 2 lengths down in third. Azertyuiop's got 8 lengths to make up on the front 3 after that terrible blunder at the water jump down the hill with 3 fences left to jump. Central House with Moscow Flyer looming up here. Moscow Flyer, the 2003 champion. Well Chief on the outside, yet to be asked any sort of question by Timmy Murphy. Here's the third last. Moscow Flyer takes over there, and the crowd roar him on just as they did at Sandown earlier in the season. And it's Moscow Flyer. Well Chief chasing now in second, then Central House and Azertyuiop, and here is the second last fence in the Queen Mother Champion Chase. Moscow Flyer measured it well. Well Chief, can he get a blow in at the leader? Barry Geraghty steals a half glance and now pulls his whip as they race round the turn. Moscow Flyer by a couple of lengths from Well Chief. Azertyuiop working hard into third, surely too much to do, but Moscow Flyer has got to beat off Well Chief as they go towards the final fence. Moscow Flyer, the 11-year-old from the young pretender Well Chief, 2.5 lengths between them. They race up the hill. Moscow Flyer is holding Well Chief. Well Chief is a gutsy battler. He's grinding away in second place. Moscow Flyer, though, keeps up the gallop from Well Chief, and Moscow Flyer is magnificent and is champion again from Well Chief in second. Azertyuiop is third after that costly blunder. One way fourth, Cadran fifth, then Central House, and then Ottery brings up the rear. A tremendous cheer from the crowd here at Cheltenham. Moscow Flyer, one of the most popular chasers there has been, has won the Queen Mother Champion Chase for the second time. The 6-4 favourite in the hands of Barry Geraghty. There is Eamon Lee, the head man at Jessica Harrington's yard, and the nerves were on edge before the race. Barry Geraghty had the horse in a very prominent position from an early part of the contest and was in the ideal position to pounce. It didn't quite materialise as perhaps we'd hoped, because Azertyuiop made that dreadful blunder at the water jump. Well Chief tried hard in second place. His day will come. He's only 6 years old, but today Moscow Flyer is champion again.
Oh, Barry, you made that look so easy.
He's different class. Round is slower and everything today, but he travelled brilliant, jumped lovely, missed the last ditch again. But like, he turned into straight with his ears pricked, taking the mick.
I tell you what, I was worried he was taking the mickey out of you. He was idling.
He winged the last, gave it a foot. It's next to us to worry about.
Well done, Barry. Go and enjoy the applause. Can I tell you what? Oh, he's being a monkey. Don't want to go down. Do you want me to lead him? Come on, Choppy. Come on, lovey. Sorry, I'll get him. Here we go. Go on, Moscow.
Well, fantastic scenes. Relief as much as anything here down amongst those receiving Moscow Flyer back. Let's have a word with Jessie Harrington now. Katie, daughter, Arthur Moore, congratulate Jessie. The long wait is over. What a race.
Oh, what a race. He was absolutely fantastic, and he had to do it the hard way.
Oh, and bless him, he jumped.
He jumped brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He really was.
Well, prepare yourself for the reception of the meet, because he was cheered out of the paddock here today, and they'll give him some roar back. Jessie, I'm thrilled. Well done.
Thanks, Alfie.
Well, this is one of the truly great performances by a champion chaser. I mean, he had won this race, bar a fall from a long, long ways out. As Barry said, just missed the ditch a little bit, and he's canted on there. Eamon Lee at his head there. Eamon has minded this horse since he arrived in Harrington's maybe 7 years ago. He takes him home to his own place for the summer and looks after him as well, and he's part of him. And Barry pointing down at Eamon, what a big figure he is. Wonderful performance by Jesse and Johnny Harrington, and a great ride by Barry. But all the applause to this horse. He's one of the truly great 2-mile champion chasers, and wouldn't be out of his place with any of them. Agree, John?
He's a wonderful horse, won over £1 million now, as you said, been really well trained, and he's a proper champion. That's what he is. He wouldn't disgrace himself if you ran him in the Gold Cup coming 2 days' time. But coming down the hill now, just sitting on the bridle, I thought that the 6-year-old on his left, well, Chief, younger legs, loads of ability, might just see him out from here, but gets a good jump there at the second last. And as we said all along, by and large, he's a really good jumper. You know, he's got plenty of scope, gets over the fence as well, quick from one side. Sorry, this is the second last coming up now.
He uses himself very well as a horse, John, doesn't he? He helps the job.
Well, he's strong and he's athletic. If you see him up against Well Chief, you know, he's probably another 2 or 3 inches bigger, and all round he's a scopier type of horse. You know, he'd be a good middleweight boxer if he was a human being.
And he keeps plenty in the locker as well. Just watch him, as Barry said, going to the last. He throws a grand big lep at it, like not a tired lep. Loads of horse there.
Just saw him change legs just there. Got onto his off four. Gone, as you said, jumped that like he jumped the first. Never missed a beat except for that one ditch over on the far side. And it's a long way up there. The ground's easing, as the boys were saying earlier. The wind's in their face. But as he said when he won on him at Sandown, there's always that little bit left when you want it.
He's just paused at the top of it. He's about to come into the paddock and the unsaddling area. It was humming with excitement after Hardy Eustace yesterday. This is another champion display. He's one of the best 2-milers we've ever seen. He's going to get a real Irish welcome here, make no mistake.
It won't just be an Irish welcome, there'll be English voices mixed in with this. This is a hugely popular horse in the hands of wonderful people, the Harringtons much loved. Look at Eamon Lee's face as he brings in his horse to him, Moscow Flyer and Barry Garrity. And just listen to the noise. I'll let the crowd tell you the story. This is real Cheltenham history. It's what we come here for.